I'm Pastor George Borkart, and this is another Higher Things video short. Women's ordination and the Christian faith. That's the subject of today's Higher Things video short. Hey, if you love our videos, if you've been learning about your Christian faith from two places you didn't think you'd learn it from, a Lutheran pastor and his dog. Come on, boy. Come on around. Come on up. There he is, the Thormeister. Nice catch. If you've been learning about your faith from us these last few years, go ahead and like and subscribe today. You can also go to support.higherthings.org and give today. Your tax-deductible gift keeps Higher Things, an organization all about passing the faith to the next generation. Look, it's almost like I'm reaching through YouTube to hand you the baton to run farther and faster than we have, passing the faith to the next generation. Give today. All right, so Christianity and women's ordination. Now, we're going to do this the easy way, and we're going to do this the right way. The easy way to understand the scriptural view of women's ordination is to simply slam dunk it with 1 Timothy. There's no way of reading the scriptures, believing that they are without error, and coming to the conclusion that women are to be ordained into the pastoral office. Not happening. Not at all. No way. Right, Thor? Absolutely not. Right, buddy? No way. 1 Timothy directly denies it. The overseer is to be a husband of but one wife. Husband of one wife. 1 Timothy 3:1 and following. And women are to be on the receiving end of the gifts and on the giving end of the gifts. That's 1 Timothy 2 and following, where Paul says, allow a woman to read publicly in church or to possess authority over a man. She's to be receiving. So that's the sort of the slam dunk sort of easy answer, but oftentimes the easy answer is so full of law that we might want to sort of step back and take a look at this a different way. Come here, Thor. Over here. He's revved up today. Come here, boy. Over here. There it is. Tend to this. You tend to these, and I'll tend to them. So the way I would look at it is, let's look at the role of women and the role of men in the church. And this is best explained in Ephesians, where Paul lays out that husbands and wives, and the comparison he makes is the comparison between Christ and his bride, the church. The bride, the wife, is the church, always feminine. She receives from her husband. She lines up behind her husband. He dies for her. He dies for her. And she receives that death. She receives his service. And so he's the one who's Christ in relationship, and she is the church receiving from him. Now, again, this is not degrading to women, no more than it's degrading to be the church. The church is on the receiving end of Christ's gifts. Christ is on the giving end of his gifts. He the servant, she the served. He's the one that dies. She's the one that is died for. He's the one that gives his life for her, and she is the one who receives that death. And she's made holy in that. And the same thing goes with the pastoral office, where the pastor is the servant of the church, the slave of Christ, and the woman is to be served, to be on the receiving end of God giving his gifts. It's therefore beneath or under a woman to be in the office of service, much like it would be beneath the queen to be serving herself. Not only, sometimes folks don't like this opinion because they think it's I'm sort of disingenuous on this, but I'm not being disingenuous. Because I think the scriptures hold a high view of women. And I think that women are not allowed or not given to the office of the holy ministry for the purpose of the fact that they're so viewed high. And where I would go on this is is just look at creation. Creation is not good. Man is not good alone until woman is made. She's the jewel of creation, and creation's not very good until she's made. The office of pastor isn't office of CEO or I think we may need to spend some time talking about this sometime, but it's not the pastor as CEO, the pastor's leader, pastor as head dude in charge. The world sees the guy up front doing things and thinks that the pastor is servant. He's slave of Christ and servant to the people. And the jewel of creation is the one to be served in all of this. He the servant, she the served, much like Christ. And so I think that you can look at this in two different ways. The sort of slam dunk of it's simply not given to you. The scriptures prohibit it. But I don't really like that as much as I like, let's take a look at the role of men and women in the church. Women to be served, men to do the service. And that service is slave. They're the slave of Christ Jesus. They're the servant of the Lord. And the woman is above that. She is to be receiving those gifts. And this has absolutely nothing to do with skill set or able to do. David was quite the king, but he wasn't given to build the temple. Too much blood on his hands. The Lord doesn't give when someone is able to do something. He gives gifts unto men, some to be apostles, some to be prophets, some to be pastors and teachers. His giving is not about whether you're able to do something. I'm quite certain that women have all the skill sets that would be required to be a pastor. They're simply not given to do that. You could even say you could say it that way, or you could simply say they're too important for it. They're more important than that. They're to be served rather than to be the one that's doing the serving. So women's ordination, there's again universally accepted as contrary to the scriptures. Nobody's arguing with the scriptures and saying, hey, look, it's okay to ordain women. The stuff with Dorcas or any of the deaconesses, they're either deaconesses, which very specifically in the church are not ordained, or they're pastors' wives or deacons' wives. We'll take a look at the holy ministry later on this week or some other time, but it's enough to say on women's ordination what's been said here. And so, not biblical and beneath women when it comes to what's given to them to do. And I think that's sufficient. Hey, buddy, come here. One last Thor, though. Come here, boy. Over here. Come here. And look up. Right here. Come on, buddy. All right. This is for all the marbles, buddy. Good boy. I'm Pastor George Borkart, and this has been another Higher Things video short.